Welcome, and thank you. You have earned first access to learn about our marketplace, our opportunity, and really our community. And I feel like that's at the heart and soul of what we do. That's what we are. We are a community of beating hearts that either have said, what we have in our life is not working, or we are missing something in our life, or there's got to be something more to, the idea of health, wealth, wisdom, friendships, impact. And that's really what we are about here at the Positivity Club and Positive Prime. So I said this before, it's not by accident you're here. You heard this invitation, maybe because this is a regular occurrence for us every single week. Maybe you've been to one of these information sessions or presentations before. But like we talked about yesterday in a meeting, people hear different things in different moments, or when their brain, or when their heart, or when their soul is ready to hear it. So if you are a repeat attendee, thank you very much for being here. You could have been probably many different places, and you chose to be here with us today. So the Positivity Club, it has tremendous social benefits. It brings in this emerging, and for some people, maybe blockchain technology and the world of cryptocurrency isn't new and emerging. For me, it was. I actually just set up my MetaMask wallet like just weeks ago. And so if you're like me, and you're like, I hear these words, I know people are doing stuff in it, I don't know what it is. Is there a way to dip my toe into this where I have some confidence and security that people like me are also dipping their toes? That's exactly what this, a part of what this club is all about. So there's the visual that you are going to get used to seeing, our logo, our branding. And when I first saw this, it spoke to me on so many different levels. It really is almost like the first thing I saw was, when I was a kid, or when when my boys were young, like the connect the dots, the dot to dot books. And you can see how there's all those connection points within the colorful heart. And as you learn more about who we are and, how we're showing up in this world, you'll see how this visual image really does connect with that in a major way. So personal growth, I have found over the past 2 years, I just almost as a default started, going deep within myself and questioning a lot of my belief systems and my values, and, building, kind of almost rebuilding myself, into a new community. So when you have incentivized personal growth, it truly does make life rewarding. When we make choices, when our future self makes choices today that will impact, or when our present self makes decisions that will impact our future self, that's pretty empowering, and that's exactly what we're doing. So again, close all distractions. I'm going to do my best. This is, I'm not going to stretch this to 60 or 90. We'll take the time that it takes to go through this and for the information to land for you. So if we finish in 45 minutes, great. If we finish in 65 minutes, great. But I am going to do my best to present this in a clear, concise way so that we can all move on with the rest of our day. So this opportunity, each slide we go through, gang, is really going to start to hopefully paint more clarity for you. If you imagine that we're here with a completely blank canvas, by the end of the presentation, I'm not saying all the detail of the color and the texture on the canvas is going to be there for you. For some people, maybe yes, but this maybe is enough. There's enough of a picture for you to be intrigued and, to want to reach out and maybe have a one-on-one conversation with someone from our team that can help get more clarity for you so that you can make an inspired, informed decision. The Positivity Club opportunity really is it's an early stage opportunity to become one of the initial members of a growing global community of like-minded and, of course, positive people. It really focuses on self-growth, health and well-being, abundance, and environmental good. And we might hear these words in other parts of our life or in other organizations that we're a part of. The Positivity Club is really bringing that full circle all together. And we do believe that we can have abundance in all of those areas simultaneously. So this opportunity is built on emerging and cutting edge neuroscience, Web 3.0, blockchain. There is a virtual marketplace, which you are going to learn more about, just really about the utility or how the coin or the token, can be used. And this is one of those moments, everyone, where you could choose to be one of the first in the door. Think of big movements that have happened on this earth, organizations that have come together that maybe have changed the way we live, the way that we operate. And this definitely has the potential to be one of those moments. Is there some, scariness around that? Maybe. But, stepping into that courage to say yes now versus, 36 months from now could make a very big difference in your life. So we're going to talk more about the club. We're going to talk about the token, and we're going to talk about the opportunity in that order. If you are a note taker, grab a pen and paper. If you like to put notes into your phone, or of course, questions can just be put directly into the chat. And again, if you raise your digital hand, because I have you minimized, I'm not going to see you. So either make sure you write down your question, and it's not that I'm just ignoring you. It's that I will come back to see our little faces when we're at the end of this presentation. All right. So Jack Ma from Alibaba said, "Great opportunities don't come every day. Recognize them and seize them with every chance you get." And that's why your little faces are in these Zoom squares today, because you saw something about the invitation that intrigued you. So the club is really for positive people where personal growth is incentivized. So one of the things that attracted me into this world was that as a health and wellness entrepreneur, so I am the founder of a Pilates studio and an integrated health therapies clinic in Canada. I expanded my business into the online space about 2.5 years ago. I've created a pelvic floor fitness tool for men and women. I breathe, eat, sleep, drink, health and wellness. That's what I do. And I do it in a really unique way. And sometimes there are things, situations going on, around me, I think maybe packaged as health and wellness. But when you dig into them a little bit further, it kind of has a little bit of a smell that you're like, hey, wait a minute. What's actually, behind that curtain? So this is why I stepped into this, because I saw the pureness of the opportunity. And our mission really is to create a place where people thrive socially, emotionally, and financially while spreading good in the world. So how are we going to accomplish this? There's really 3 ways that we are focusing on right now. So we've all heard the word gamify, right? If you are, I'm not a gamer, although I have been known to, crush it on Candy Crush every once in a while when the mood hits me. And you can get little rewards. That's what we want to do. We want to play into that part of our society where you get rewarded for specific actions. There obviously are lots of examples where this can happen in a not so positive way. We're trying to position it in a very positive way. So we're creating a marketplace around health and well-being where we acknowledge and recognize and gamify your positive behavior. Because again, the choices your present self is making will impact your future self. So how are we we are gamifying that, where cryptocurrency tokens are going to be the vehicle for rewards. it can be very empowering. So our project empowers our community to create social impact, wealth generation, self-development, health improvement, and ultimately a legacy for our members. This community is built on, it's being built on a global scale. And I mean, even if we use the co-founders group as a microcosm of this, there literally are people from, different countries, different continents that have come together to say, yes, I want to be a part of this in a bigger way, so that, our impact can be spread across the globe. And so we do want to be responsible at the same time. Our responsibility to social and environment impact projects is not an afterthought. We've built that right into the initial structure of what we're doing. And so a percentage of this project is dedicated directly to those social and environmental impact projects. All right, so here is the queen of it all. She is the captain of the ship. Kim Serafini is the creator of Positive Prime and the founder CEO of the Positivity Club. Now, I just want to pause for a second, and if you're thinking, just a minute, Positive Prime, Positivity Club, how does this all fit together? We'll get there, and I'll help you understand, how Positive Prime and the Positivity Club interconnect with each other. So Kim has a very colorful career. She, has coached people. She's been a business advisor. She was the inventor of lithos therapy. Some of you might experience that. It's become lovingly known as hot stone massage. I myself love the hot stone massage experience. She's a best-selling author. She's spoken all over the world. She's an angel investor when she sees something that aligns with her beliefs and values. And we like to call her the queen of gratitude. And if anyone's ever had an experience with Kim, the word thank you comes out of her mouth multiple times within that experience. So she does teach and helps people to find the best versions of themselves. I can agree with that. And really is a visionary. And it's her mindfulness and her ability to think big, sometimes bigger than we can even comprehend, that has brought us here onto this call together today. Here's the rest of the team. Like I said, we span the globe. We have various levels of mastery and expertise, and together we are curating what we believe is going to be an experience, a project that is going to impact humanity in a major way. And we would love you to be a part of that with us. So I just said like 2 minutes ago, let's talk about the interconnectivity. So let's talk about the interconnectivity between Positive Prime and the Positivity Club. So Positive Prime, it's technology. Right now, the platform has been, where you have to log into your computer. We are working on a mobile version that we are on the cusp, like literally the cusp of launching that. So you will be able to have, Positive Prime at your fingertips. And it really is based on years of research in neuroscience and positive psychology. So it's not just something we think is cool and we know anecdotally has impacted our lives. There is the science to prove it, and there continues to be more science coming out all the time. It's one of Kim's very deeply rooted values, is that there is the, kind of the meat of this is that it's based on a scientific approach. And so she does continue to lead new trends in health and wellness, and bringing together, this wellness technology, this mindset technology, with the world of, the blockchain part of this. Many people may not understand how the two fit together or where she even got this crazy idea, yet it works. We're showing that there is a path to being able to have these two concepts, these two strategies in the same story. And so by using breaking, new blockchain technology, we can reward, reinforce, and incentivize the health, wealth, and abundance of our members. So the Positivity Club is rooted in positive prime. It really is. You actually, and the way we've structured it is you can't have one without the other. So Positivity Club's brainchild, this neuroscience and positive psychology app can change your mood, can change your mindset in as little as 3 minutes a day. So there are 10,000 people that have said yes to this, tool in their wellness toolbox already, that are using it, and not only are their lives impacted. So I'll just use my family as an example. I said yes to Positive Prime about 18 months ago, and I started using it myself. And it, as a mom of 3 boys, and they're now 17, 19, and 21, right away I was like, I need to share this with the boys. And when your mom says, hey guys, come look at this cool piece of technology, I didn't know how it was going to land. I also wasn't going to be that mom that was like, have you done your Positive Prime? Have you done your Positive Prime? And they would see me doing it because I would do it out in the open, watching my own sessions. And before I knew it, those 3 young beating hearts, I could hear the Positive Prime music coming out of their rooms. Our youngest son last year texted me at the end of May of a picture of his golf ball in the cup at the golf club where they are members at. And I was like, oh. And he said, Mom, I shot my first hole in one. And I was like, buddy, that's amazing, right? And you know what his second question was? And he was 16 at the time. Mom, I think it was watching Positive Prime that got that ball in the hole. And it was so cool as his mom to have him connect the dots that he was doing something that was positively impacting him, and he understood how the two were related. Not only that, 10 days later, the story repeats itself because he got a second hole in one on that exact same hole. It was a different position on the green. He made sure I knew that, Mom, it wasn't the same. The cup wasn't in the same position, but it happened again. So within my own family, I very quickly saw the impact of Positive Prime, and I love that for them, right? I think if I had a tool like that when I was 17 or 19 or 21, what would have that done for me? Because I know what it's doing for me at 48 years old. So, to have 30 extra years of this could be pretty amazing. So let's take a deeper dive into the brainchild, into Positive Prime. Basically what it is a session that you watch, all right? So in this session, there are 1,000 images along with about 200 affirmations or mantras that you see come up on your screen. You can change the speed of your experience on your dashboard. So for example, I carve out 3 to 5 minutes a day for Positive Prime. So if you think you don't have time, you actually do, because you're worth the 180 or the 300 seconds that it takes to watch a session. Now, when you watch a session on the elevated speed, you can't let your neocortex, the CEO of your brain is going to be, whoa, wait. What did that say? I didn't catch that whole sentence. And that's okay, because what we found is when you watch it on a quicker speed, it actually, the messaging actually bypasses that CEO of your brain, that over analytical part of your brain, and it plants these seeds of positivity in your subconscious that you get to nurture and get to grow throughout the day, throughout the week as you become more consistent, throughout the month, throughout the year. So for me, that's what I do. I watch it on a quicker speed, And it is a living, breathing, moving vision board. There's some secrets behind the curated pictures. There's something called the Duchenne smile, which is a specific angle of the lip or of the mouth and the eyes, that even if you're not physically smiling when you watch that session, and I'm going to use an example from this morning where I was not smiling because I woke up 3 minutes before my first meeting, and I never do that. So I quickly, pulled a brush through my hair and got onto my meeting. And then I watched my positive prime session after that with a little bit of like, I never do that. This was not a great way to, start building this relationship capital. So I know that I wasn't smiling this morning when I was watching my session, but my brain didn't know that. And my brain was smiling. And I actually went and watched, I have a session called I Am Impact. I went and watched that. And, you can see that I am smiling now. So that hopefully, gives you a little bit of a sense of what a session is. There are, hundreds and hundreds of sessions. You can choose what category you want to watch. So you might want to watch a session from the spirituality category, or you might want to watch a session from the relationship category, or from the success category, or from the wellness category. There's a specific category for children. So you get to curate. It's not like you are assigned, like here's day 1, here's day 2. You get to curate your experience every single day, and that's one of the amazing kind of customizable aspects of this experience. There is an amazing added bonus with what are called your coaching pearls. So coaching pearls, so in the morning I'll do my 3-minute positive prime, and then I have time for a coaching pearl, which is about 2 to 4 minutes. So in those 7 minutes, I get to watch a coaching pearl. The latest coaching pearl I watched was one about leaving a tip, and the history about, the word tip, which is, I didn't know this, to ensure prompt service. So, it was this story about back in the medieval times, how there was a tip bowl when you walked into like a tavern, where you left a tip, and based on that tip, that would determine what kind of service you got. So this whole, coaching pearl was just all about how we're positioning ourselves in our day, how we're acknowledging good service, there's coaching pearls on problem solving, on work-life balance, on health and wellness. And so these coaching pearls are a part of the experience as well, that really complement what you get to watch as, in a positive prime session. Annual subscribers are investing $199 per year. And once you become a positive prime subscriber, that's when the invitation to join us as part of the Positivity Club becomes a reality. All right. So I want to be super clear on that. If we get to the end of this presentation and you're like, I want into that Positivity Club, I believe it checks so many of the boxes for me where I want to, have become a member and become an active part of this community. Before we give you the secret knock to the club, this is one of the requirements, is that we need you to be all in. And that means having your own positive prime account. All right. So I want to be super clear with that. Joining and becoming a positive prime subscriber is the access point to becoming a member of the Positivity Club. All right. And you have to maintain that subscription to be able to just continue to, continue with your earning opportunities, affiliate payments, which we'll talk to in a bit, and the rewards. All right. So we all know this, I'm sure, because we're here today. Your mind is a powerful thing. And when you fill it with positive thoughts, your life will start to change, right? Really, it's the basis of the law of attraction. There's all these universal laws, the law of reciprocity. There's that give and take, right? It's like an infinity sign. I always think of an infinity sign when I think of the law of reciprocity. So we want to help you plant some of those seeds. All right. So let's talk about the token. So As a business student, I had to take 4 economics classes in my undergraduate degree. The word tokenomics did not even exist at that time. So this is the economics, or in like the fancy language, the tokenomics of what this token is all about. So the token is called the positivity token. So, we talk lovingly about having positivity in your wallet, and how just the thought of that, how good does that feel to have positivity in your wallet? So we want you to see how, if you take a token, how it's basically being split, right? 40% of the token goes to club members. There's a 1% liquidity pool that allows us to make decisions quickly if we need to ebb and flow with some sort of a project, or an investment within the club. 23% of it is put aside for gamification and token reserve. 8% of it is being put aside for key advisors, content developers, and communities. And 28% is being put aside for club founders and key employees. Obviously, an experience like this, an opportunity like this, just doesn't happen. There are key people that need to be acknowledged and recognized. And so this is how the token is getting split, and how the strategy behind it, okay? So you may need to see this a couple of times. You will get a recording of this call, and you may want to sit with this, all right? Just to let it, absorb into your mind. How are these tokens being utilized to be able to create what we want to? All right, let me talk about what is a reflection token, okay? So a reflection token earns a percentage or a fee, which is called a reflection tax, based on every transaction, which is then redistributed to all the token holders, all right? Therefore, all token holders benefit from all transactions, all right? So the way my brain thinks about this is, in our case, actually, let me just go to the next slide here. So in our case, 3%, or if a token was 100 pennies, talking about in fiat dollar, right? 3 of those pennies go into this reflection tax, basically. And then all these 3 pennies and 3 pennies and 3 pennies and 3 pennies and 3 pennies get distributed to the people who are a member in the club. Why is this important for you to know? If this is something you are seriously considering, and this voice in your head is like, I want to be a part of this, the earlier you say yes, the more of these reflected tokens you're going to be able to be a part of. And early on, the numbers are smaller. So those 3 pennies are getting split into larger pieces and being put into your wallet. And then as we grow and there's more people, those 3 pennies from each transaction have to be sliced and diced smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. So the reflection tax really is similar to compound interest. All reflected tokens are distributed to all holders automatically. There's nothing you have to do. You just see these reflected tokens being, put into your wallet. And, they're prorated, and of course they're based on how many tokens you have in your wallet. And we'll talk in a few minutes about, what that could look like for you. And here's why the early yes is important, because this reflection tax is here now for a limited time until we join an exchange, which we have, earmarked 12 to 18 months from now. So it is one of the incentives. There are other incentives in joining early and stepping forward and saying yes, but this is one of those, okay? So, what are some of the key messages from this section? Reflection technology does encourage the holders to keep their tokens rather than dump them, right? Because for those first 12 to 18 months, you're getting more and more and more of the sliced and diced tokens into your wallet. The total number of positivity tokens held in the wallet rises with every reflection reward received. And reflection rewards are based and rebased on the number of tokens in the wallet. Okay, so this happens on every transaction. So those people that have 1,000 tokens in their wallet, they're going to receive a little bit of a higher amount of this reflection token or tax than someone that has, let's say, 100 tokens in their wallet. All right. So again, this was all new to me 90 days ago. Reflection technology was maybe something that if you had to check if you had something in your teeth and you looked in the mirror, that's what reflection technology was. It means a whole other thing to me now. So let's talk about the opportunity. This is what some of you maybe are waiting for. How does this all work? How do we get paid? How do we grow? So here are the membership benefits. You can exchange tokens for goods and services in our expanding virtual marketplace. So I have heard some of our co-founders, just to put this very, right now, the vision of the marketplace is, if you think of, of Amazon, if there was like an Amazon in the health and wellness space where you could come and it was a trusted, and I hope I'm using an okay example. If some of you are like, oh, to Amazon for fill in the blank with a company that suits you. Imagine there's this marketplace where you could go where there are trusted, curated experiences, virtual experiences, physical products, where you can go to, coaching experiences. As a Pilates instructor, I've heard Kim use the example, like you could come to the Jana Danielson Pilates Hotel and virtually check in, and it could be a weekend experience where I have other experts on my virtual stage, and we do personal development, and we do movement as medicine, and you get tokens for that, because that again is a choice your present self is making to impact your future self, which is what we're all about. And so that's what you can exchange tokens for those kinds of experiences once the marketplace is up and running. The marketplace will be ever evolving. It's going to be a very purposeful, curated experience, and we're, this is part of the utility of this coin. And imagine, earning more benefits because you're making those choices. You're earning tokens because you're watching your positive prime sessions. You're accessing coaching programs. You're utilizing, vetted products and services. Not anyone can just come into this marketplace. They have to check a lot of or all of the boxes to be a part of this community, so that you can, upon a first interaction with someone, trust that because they are a part of our marketplace, therefore they do have a product, service, or experience that is worthy of being there. So imagine a place where you get benefits for doing that versus, the $1.99 Happy Meal through a drive-through, which we think, what a steal of a deal, right? We're going to flip health, wellness, and wealth on its head with this. So here's some additional information. Positivity tokens exchanged like currency will increase personal returns for community members. We do have a vision that it'll be growing into the millions. There is a 3-tier affiliate program that can add, more fiat or actual cash benefits for members if you choose to join us. All members are rewarded with positivity tokens based on their membership and the token price at the time that they sign up. And as you know, for a limited time, there is the added benefit of the reflection tokens on every community transaction. So let's dissect that a little bit. We do very much care about humanity, and we want to give back to the world. So therefore, we are contributing to social impact and environmental projects. We're working through the logistics on what does that look like. And so, as those details become available, we will obviously share them with our members. And ultimately, this is a legacy project. We want to create a legacy for future generations. And, we do know of, for example, grandparents that are making, becoming members or helping their grandchildren become members because that's part of the legacy. So just so many creative ways to bring intergenerational members into our group. So what do we have coming up? I mean, this is just the ground floor. We've been working with some really highly regarded groups in the area of cryptocurrency and the blockchain. And so we have a ton of confidence in that. We're not just willy-nilly, putting this out on social media, hoping that our friends and family see it, make this token, go through the roof, and then dine and dash, and then there's nothing at the end. That's not it at all. We do have a goal to list the Positivity token on a cryptocurrency exchange. And, we're learning more about what does that mean? What level do we have to hit? How many token holders do we need? How many, so that's all a work in progress so that we can be listed on a cryptocurrency exchange. We do want to utilize the Metaverse technology. And if you're like me, what I learned early about the word Metaverse, it kind of made my skin crawl because I was like, not aligned, not even close. But as I learned more about the vision of the marketplace and how the Metaverse truly, I mean, we can dig in our heels or go in kicking and screaming, or we can allow ourselves to explore and be adventurous and align ourselves with like-minded groups of people, communities, organizations. We don't have to play in the part of the universe that we don't feel is aligned with us. So we do want to utilize that technology. The potential of creating, non-fungible tokens or positivity NFTs is on our radar. Obviously, becoming the preeminent provider of well-being products and services, and there could be more, right? We're not limiting ourselves to what is, in front of us, because with the people that we're interacting with and, their connections and ideas, there's just more and more opportunity that comes our way. So let's talk about these affiliate opportunities. And now I want to be super clear that these affiliate opportunities are not tokens, they are cash. All right. So for the Positivity Club and for Positive Prime, we do offer a 3-tier affiliate opportunity. And the reason we're going through this is because think of this like a friends and family launch. We want the people who are like-minded, who maybe were invited by one of our current members, like, hey, that's interesting, I should learn more about that. You're coming in at a really opportune time, so that if there are people that you think in your world might be interested, you can bring them in, they can learn, they can make their inspired action, and you get the benefit of that because we appreciate and acknowledge the time and effort that it takes to make the invitation, but also that's how we build our community, is like one beating heart at a time. So the Positivity Club, I can say this, the Positive Prime reward structure, affiliate structure, that doesn't go away. So you'll see that last bullet point that says Positive Prime rewards. There's a 50% first tier affiliate opportunity, a 10% second tier, and a 5% third tier. If you think back earlier, the $199 annual subscription, for every person that you invite and they come into this and also say yes to Positive Prime, you're going to get, $99.50 back in your pocket because they said yes. If that person, refers someone, you're going to get $10 from that. So you can see how this can quickly start to add up just when you do a couple of things. You first of all have to believe in positive prime and the positivity club opportunity, and then you just have to authentically show up in your own network and share it, right? The positivity club rewards, they're here now. We don't have like a date that, December 31st, this is going away, because it's based on volume, right? So once we hit a certain number of wallet holders and a certain number of tokens that our members have in their wallets, then the Positivity Club rewards go away. So right now, the 3 tiers are 12% on the first tier, 5% on the second, and 3% on the third. So these next few slides, ladies and gentlemen, are going to go through this, just a few examples. Here's the deal. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on them because I don't want it to be overly confusing, and sometimes we can get stuck in the weeds. What you really need to know about this is right now, when you say yes, you're really able to play in 2 affiliate worlds, okay? So if you think about it, if someone says yes to Positive Prime and yes to the Positivity Club as first tier, you get 62% of what they've kind of invested or become a member in your wallet. That could be big, right? And that's just extra. So here's these slides that I told you about. If there is you and the $199 annual subscription, a $300 contribution to the Positivity Club is part of our foundational level of entry into the club. If you so your referral commissions on Positive Prime, like I mentioned, and see they are on the left, $99.50 from that Positive Prime referral, $36 from the $300 contribution into the Positivity Club. You're getting $135.50 per person. If you tap 4 people on the shoulder and they say yes to you, that's almost $550 in your pocket. So if you yourself did the Positive Prime subscription of $199 and made a $300 contribution, at the level into the Positivity Club, you basically just paid for your investment just by bringing 4 people in. Okay, so that's the very basic level, and then you can see it grows, right? So maybe you have 10 people that come in at $1,000. So you can see that your referrals are going to come out to $219.50 per person, or almost $2,200 back in your pocket. So you can see we can slice and dice this so many different ways, but all you really need to know is that right now there's 2 different games going on, and you can have fun in either of them or both of them right now, but eventually the Positivity Club affiliate opportunity will go away. All right. The last piece of this puzzle is the levels of membership within the Positivity Club. So we have our foundation membership level, and like you saw on the other slide, a $300. We identified these beautiful levels with these amazing words that are high vibration, high frequency words. So gratitude is the $300 level membership, $500 at the joy level, $1,000 at the hope level. You can take a picture of this. I'm going to keep this up for a second. You can take a screenshot of it, or you'll have, like I said, you'll have the recording of this call. So I'm not going to go through in a lot of detail what is at each level, because there are 9 of these. Okay, there's 3 different membership levels with 3 choices in each one. But just very basic, you can see the number of tokens that you would receive right now with that membership level. We do have plans for an amazing positivity festival in 2023. You will learn more about that as the details unfold. We have, we're part of these levels, our access to different coaching courses, and we want to up level. You said yes to us now, and we want to say yes to you. And so we're gonna give you some really amazing experiences that you can have from being a Positivity Club member. So that is the foundation membership levels. Then we move into the premier membership levels at the $2,500, the $5,000, and the $10,000 level. I do want to mention this is US dollars. That's the currency. So if you're joining us from a different country, we are going with USD. And you can see at the harmony, compassion, and abundance level, obviously the token level or the amount of tokens goes up, and the access goes up. So you can see at that compassion level, you get your tokens, you still get the invitation to tickets to the festival, all those amazing opportunities, and then you'll see there is a futuristic afternoon experience. So with Kim and Anuraj, who is, one of our main researchers. So if you love to geek out and nerd out about neuroscience, even if you're not wired that way, but this is drawing you to want to learn more, you'll see how these additional opportunities at the varying levels, at the $10,000 level, there is, a special training that we're curating around NFTs. At our prestige membership level, 25,000, 50,000, and 100,000, the peace, the awe, and the love. There's the level of tokens. And again, you can see that, the $25,000 level, there's access to the Serafini Mind Spa, Noosa retreat. So there's a lot of exciting things happening here. We know that every person has different access to funds, and whatever level you make the choice to join us with, know that you are coming into a community where everyone is acknowledged, where everyone can be a very impactful member. And that's what it is. It really is, the pebble in that glass-like lake that permeates out and out and out. That's the way we see each of you. So now is the perfect time, and I hope I've helped you understand why it's the perfect time. The reflection technology, the ability to step into both of the affiliate opportunities with Positive Prime and the Positivity Club. Like I mentioned, I didn't know the only wallet I owned up until about 60 days ago was one with a zipper on it that has room for my credit cards and my actual dollars and cents. I now do own a wallet, and Patty and I were talking about this yesterday on a call, and we're supporting each other with figuring stuff out. And so if that's you, just know that you are amongst friends and like-minded people that are I don't know this world, but I'm coming along for the ride. So we do have support in place, to help you, even if you're not crypto savvy. And if you don't want to become crypto savvy, that's also okay. You don't have to jump in with both feet there. Obviously, inviting other people in to gain affiliate commissions and to help us be on the ground floor, building this would be absolutely amazing. So what are next steps? Obviously, we have some time for questions, and I'll have Patty, we'll go into the chat in a second, but if there was someone specifically within the Positive Prime community that invited you to this conversation this morning, it's important that you reach back to them if you do have any questions. They might loop one of us in, or if you're ready to, I'm ready to join. Please understand that your first step is becoming an annual subscriber of Positive Prime, and we can absolutely help you to do that. And then once that box is checked, we can help you go through the process of, what level of membership, where within that level are you wanting to land. Know that if you wanted to up level that at some point, or maybe once you've received some commissions, you want to put that back in and get to another level, that's totally possible. So that is, I'm just going to stop the share. That is, in a nutshell, what the opportunity is, a little bit about who we are. And if any part of this has resonated with you, even a little bit, if it's like, oh, that makes me nervous, that's resonating. Okay, there's something that, and maybe you just need to learn more or get some clarity. If maybe it's intrigue, like, I actually have no idea what this is about, but I don't want, that fear of missing out, I don't want to be left behind, connect with us. Or if you're like, this is, my picture is painted, there's tons of clarity, I'm in, we can also help you with that. So if there's any questions, please raise your digital hand. Scotty, thanks for that thumbs up. I appreciate that. Patty, anything that I need to address from chat over the past while I was presenting?
Absolutely not. You kept it so moving and so positive. I think everyone was just wrapped with the content and not thinking of alternate questions along the way. So now's your chance, any of you.
Okay.
Got her back.
All right, Kate. Can you come off mute yourself, Kate? Or there, perfect. All right.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi. Well, I just want to, before I ask my question, state that in our call yesterday, something was shared about how people present and whether or not we resonate with a presenter. And this is my third opportunity to hear this particular pitch. So I just want to say thank you, Jana, because this is the first time I've actually stayed in my seat the whole time.
Aw, thank you.
My question is, I hear a word thrown about a lot, and I don't think I ever heard you say it. And if you did, it was quick. But there's a thing that I catch on. People call it a green token. And there's so much greenwashing in the world. I mean, this is a big pet peeve. So when this term gets used and just thrown out there like, oh, we're great because we're green, with no substance, to me, it discounts the validity of other things that have been said. So can you help me understand what it is about our token that makes it green? Because this is going to be how I'm going to be able to talk to my people.
Yes. Okay. And I'm going to tell you, this is, unless you have something to add, this is something that I'm going to do my best. And I think what I'm also going to do is, are you guys all members of the Facebook group? The Positive? Okay. I'm also going to commit to going back into the Facebook group. I want to touch base today with a few key people and let us clarify that for you. I'm going to try verbalize it as best I can. And then I'm also going to put it into words, because sometimes people catch on when they hear, but sometimes they need to read and go back and read a few times. My understanding of the green token is that once it is minted or mined, again, you guys, do not, I know this is recorded, but do not hold this to me because I may not be using the right words, okay? It only happens one time, right? So we have this smart contract that we have been advised on that has all the rules of the game, basically, okay? And from what I understand, there are some tokens that need to be, like, there will never be more positivity tokens than there are right now. Don't ask me how many there are, because I'd have to go to the spreadsheet and look. We can find that out for you. But there are, like, with Bitcoin as an example, you need to have these big, huge machines, Bitcoin miners, plugged in to a power source, and it mines Bitcoins. And how I know this is that about 5 years ago, my husband and my brother-in-law decided this would be a cool thing to do. And so they ordered this Bitcoin miner, I don't know, probably from Alibaba, plugged it in my garage because in my house it made too big of a noise. And after 2 months of getting the power bill from that damn Bitcoin miner, I was like, it takes 48 hours to mine half of a Bitcoin, and our power bill has doubled. So that would be one example of not a green cryptocurrency, right? Where it's requiring other resources from our planet to create more of it, okay? Ours is not like that. It doesn't require other resources to be a thing. Does that help a little bit?
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So then my follow-up question might be, we have a set number of coins. They exist, tokens, whatever.
Yeah.
And is there some place that these sit, a receptacle in any way physical that would be an energy draw? Or is this just all electrons that we don't actually have to have any kind of server or anything like that? Or do we have a server for this?
So and Patty, I'm looking at you. I don't believe do you have something do you have anything to add or to?
Oh, I think you're doing really well. I was just going to say to back you up because this is team effort. So Katie, what she said about the minting of the coins, we mint, we don't mine, we don't create the coins in the same way that the mining does. So Jana's right, we create them all at once, which is also more efficient. And at the same time, it's based on this reflection tokenomics. So the way the coin is actually created is not time intensive playing on algorithms that then justify the value of that coin being created. It's built completely differently. So there is no energy relationship or tie-in the way ours is made compared to the intensity. I loved your story. Like you people,
really, Jana, you did a great job, and I'd love to hear just that, a little snippet of what you had said each time we talk about, this green technology, because we don't have blah blah blah,
Yeah.
So anyway, thank you very much.
Your point about the wallets, your coins or your tokens are stored in a MetaMask wallet, and the MetaMask wallet is just like, a bank. It's in a digital space, but it's like a bank, and there's transfers of things, but there's nothing that's demanding of current or resources different than anything you might do if you pick up your cell phone or do an internet search or whatever.
Thank you.
Thank you, Patty.
Thanks for asking.
Kate, does that give you enough?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that was beautiful. Thank you, Jen.
Perfect. Any other questions? Okay. So if there are no further questions, I just want to acknowledge everyone for being here. Thank you, Patty, for managing the chat. It took everything I could do as I saw the number in the chat get bigger and bigger, and I'm like, oh, I should just click on it, but I didn't. I was very good, and I did not allow to distract me. Please do reach out. Would you still like me to do a post in the Facebook group around the green token? Anybody? Or are you happy? Or you do? Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah.
I think just for everybody's benefit. I think it's a good thing to do.
Okay, no, that sounds fantastic. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for showing up, for being a part of this community, for staying 2 minutes. My goal was at the top of the hour, so thank you for the additional 120 seconds. Have an amazing rest of your day, and I'm sure we'll be seeing each other soon. Bye-bye.